Every success has its own story. And in case of PCCOER, short for Pimpri-Chinchwad College of Engineering and Research, the story began from its very inception in the year 2014. We are creating this success story under the aegis of Pimpri-Chinchwad Education Trust, PCET, which was established by late Shri S.B. Patil in the year 1990. The trust has the vision to provide value-added education to the society in multiple dimensions, right from nursery up to doctoral program in all professional streams. PCET is a well-established and time-tested brand in education. PCET governs 9 institutes, which include a public school, a polytechnic, a management institute, an architecture college, a science and commerce college, and 4 engineering colleges.
Pimpri-Chinchwad College of Engineering and Research is one of the leading colleges of Pune University. We follow the simple principle of 5-pillar philosophy. In this 5-pillar philosophy, the academic excellence is the first and the important pillar. The second one is research and innovation. Third is the training and development aspect. Fourth is the social awareness angle, and fifth is ethics and values. As a result of this, the students are developed in all dimensions, and the college is emerging very fast among the top colleges of Pune University as well as at the state level.
PCCOER has been founded by highly qualified and proficient academicians. We are located in the most refined cluster of innovative firms at the heart of an industrial hub. Here, our students have numerous career opportunities. PCCOER runs UG courses for civil engineering, computer engineering, electronics and communication engineering, and mechanical engineering. These courses have been approved by AICTE, DT, and Government of Maharashtra. The institute is affiliated to Savitribai Phule, Pune University. PCCOER is a place of excellence where your vision comes true. At PCCOER, you can wander through the ocean of knowledge and build the courage to seize your aspirations. We merge technology and participative learning to make your education more engaging, more gratifying. PCCOER has a skilled team of experienced, highly qualified, dedicated faculties and associates. They play their crucial role in fulfilling the vision of PCCOER. We have a systematic and standardized pattern for work execution and a perfect teamwork. We have a comfortable, pleasant, healthy and friendly campus where the students can exploit their true potential. We provide a self-sufficient and sustainable environment to develop the perception of how various concepts fit in collectively. Our approach has always been student-centric, and we stay attentive to their demands. The institute building is not just a structure of bricks and mortar, it's a temple for the learners. We provide the best teaching learning processes and a research-provoking ambience. We have well-equipped laboratories with state-of-the-art instruments that ensure that you are at the cutting edge of engineering and technology. Our infrastructure includes all the necessary suite of tools and software which help the students bloom.
We organize guest lectures of expert speakers from
academics and training. He was considered as 100 IP leader from India by World IP Forum for the year 2017. He has facilitated and managed many patents, trademark, design, copyright, and other IP to various universities, startups, PSUs, and transferred and commercialized many lab scale technologies, various startups, MSMEs, and industries. He is a mentor of STPI, Government of India, New Generation Entrepreneurship Program, and also Nodal Officer for MOMSME Championship Portal of Government of India. He is also managing the IP and innovation of various PSUs like RINL, NALCO, BEML, Ministry of Defense, and many more. Dr. Sahu is also a member of AICT, Institutional Innovation Council of various universities, engineering college, and academia in the country. Presently, he is a manager and head at NRDC, Ministry of Defense, Ministry of Science and Technology, Government of India. I welcome Sir on behalf of Pimpri Chinchwad College of Engineering and Research, Ravli, for SIPSIS 2025. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. It's a great honor for me to joining in this national conference. I'm really grateful to you, and I'm grateful to organizer for giving me opportunity. I hope my PPT is visible to all of you. I hope my PPT is visible to you, madam.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. It's visible, sir.
Thank you. And really, good morning, all. I would like to congratulate for organizing this program at this unprecedented situation. And this is a challenge before us to mitigating the risk. And I am certainly compliment the organizer for inviting me and giving me a time, and also giving me opportunity to speak before you to August gathering here. Thank you, madam, for your kind introduction about organization and our credential. So friends, I will talk about IP facilitation and also intellectual property commercialization, and how startup are getting benefit and how we are making the difference today in the knowledge economy. And that knowledge economy is now creative driven, and we are talking about now industry 4.0. At the outset, I would like to quote the of Gautam Buddha: if you light a lamp for someone else, it will also brighten your path. And intellectual property is the property of all of us, and God has given that intellectual property, and that intellectual property everyone have. And today intellectual property plays an important role in the global arena under the WTO members country, and we are a part of that. And we have compliance the WTO norm of trade related aspect of intellectual property rights. And being a citizen of the nation, when we are moving towards self-reliance, we have a great opportunity of enabling ecosystem in the country, startup and stand-up India, make in India, digital India, innovate India. Honorable Prime Minister today and at this time has called on self-reliance India and Atmanirbhar Bharat, for intellectual property plays a very, very important role. And it is the high time for all of us to protect, manage, and connect and commercialize this intellectual property created by our people, weavers from academia, industry, government, startup, and MSME. Today, intellectual property is a property which has a monopoly in nature, and we have seen in the case in the past from our patentability issues on haldi, neem, and basmati. We must not repeat that. So we have created an enabling ecosystem in the country to protect and leverage and also collaborate for intellectual property incubation process and how startup and entrepreneur can take this to the market to achieve the self-reliance. So today, the world in a change, challenge and opportunity. Necessity is mother of invention, and we have the great organization like Serum Institute of India, Oxford University, and many more institutions who have collaborated in bringing this innovation on vaccine is remarkable, and that is nothing but the academia industry collaboration and collaboration between bringing Lakshmi and Saraswati together, and that we need to create in our institution, because institution plays a very important role in creating knowledge, dissemination of knowledge, protection of the knowledge, and knowledge must be acknowledged. Friends, navigating new business, the future is foggy, so it is the high time for all of us to protect our intellectual property, because intellectual property is intangible asset, and that intangible asset must be protected. And we have seen in this COVID period also many startup, many industries violating the norm of intellectual property. There was a issues and also on controversy on infringement, copyright violation, trademark violation, and also violation of patent. So that must not be repeat in the knowledge intensive sector. So it is a high time for all of us to connect and collaborate in making difference in protecting intellectual property, facilitation to all our startup, MSME, budding entrepreneur of the nation. I'll start the quote of our Honorable Prime Minister of India. My motto for the young scientists in this country has been innovate, patent, produce and prosper. These 4 steps will lead our country toward faster development. In the changing paradigm of ecosystem, under the WTO, the patent system added the fuel of interest to the fire of genius, and in the changing opportunity of industry, now imagination is more important than knowledge. Friend, I would like to show you the how the monopoly has taken the country, and country monopoly, and also the supremacy in the protectionism. You can see from this graph of 2005, US was #1, Japan, Germany, France, UK, Republic of Korea, and China was #10. But if you see today, in 2019-20, China is leading #1, US, and also leading with US, Japan, and Germany, and we are nowhere in top 10 position. In the Global Innovation Index, India is 48 ranked. This is the second largest populated country, but in the Innovation Index, we have a need to create more impact to reach the appropriate value and number. Last 5 years, we are remarkably moving towards achieving the Global Innovation Index, and today we are in top 50, having a 48 rank. So friends, intellectual property is not only a challenge for any startup, it is a challenge for academia, it is a challenge for industry, it is a challenge for government. And as far as the government, the challenge before the government is India has been kept a priority watch list. It is called Special 301 provision before India by the US government, and that we are going to mitigate, and that we have to channelize and collaborate. And in fact, in recent time, Government of India signed a MOU with USPTO for mitigating all this challenge. For industry, the industry we are talking about now, industry 4.0 of industry of artificial intelligence, IoT, machine learning, blockchain, cryptocurrency, and at this, all this innovation come from various geographical locations. There must be a benefit sharing among the inventor and stakeholder, and the inventor must get the benefit over his creativity and invention, and that is the role of intellectual property. We must have to look into that. For academia, and we have been seeing in the newspaper and reading in the newspaper, seeing in the TV, that many of the universities, central university, there were a case of infringement, imitation, copyright violation, and plagiarism. This is a high time. If we want to be a Vishwaguru, if we want to be a create a good ecosystem at our university and academia, it is the high time to respect intellectual property, leverage intellectual property, because intellectual property is leading the country towards economic growth, and we have seen in the case of Haldi, Neem and Basmati. Another issue towards biodiversity. India is the 12th mega diverse country in the world. We have a lot of flora and fauna across the country, and there was issues of biopiracy. It is a high time to sensitize our people towards intellectual property, so that we must have to respect intellectual property, leverage intellectual property, and also there is a equitable benefit sharing of intellectual property from the biological resource as far as the new drug development is concerned. These are some of the major challenges today in India as far as the intellectual property is concerned, and intellectual property plays a great role towards economy and innovation that many of my speaker already might have spoken, but what we are doing that I wanted to present before you. These are some of the policy challenge, policy opportunity, policy option. Government of India came out with the National IPR Policy 2016. We have New Education Policy 2020. We have National Innovation and Startup Policy 2019 for student and faculty, which is a guiding framework for higher educational institution. We have now Kapila program from AICTE of Ministry of Education on Kalam IP awareness, and also we have a ARIA ranking, Atal ranking for institutional innovation achievement. These are the policy opportunity, flagship program, enabling ecosystem like Atal Innovation Mission toward creating Atal Thinking Lab, Atal Incubation Center, TIDE Center from Ministry of IT. We have a technology business incubation from National Science Technology Entrepreneurship Board. These are the opportunities, enabling ecosystem for facilitating intellectual property, for managing intellectual property, for incubating intellectual property in our ecosystem. For that, we have all this institutional ecosystem and opportunity to create an entrepreneurship among the people. Government of India already gear up. We have a Kiran IPR scientist, women scientist program of Government of India that is also making a difference to the nation in creating IPR scientists. Those IPR women scientists are making difference in our academia, industry, government, and also making themselves as an entrepreneur, creating job and managing intellectual property of the nation. It is the high time for all of us to be out of box, and the Indian Bollywood movie has already, the Three Idiot has talked about role of intellectual property, respect of intellectual property that we have seen, and it is a high time how we can help and how we can make and how we can create more innovation from less for more, and that is nothing but the Gandhian mission of innovation, which talked about accessible, adaptable, and available of the innovation to the common people. We must have to think out of box, and innovation today is market driven, invention driven, and technology driven. So these are the four innovations that has played a great significant role in the last decade, from 2010 to 2020, as far as that decade was declared as a decade of the innovation, and many invention came out and created the value. So today, when we talked about innovation and intellectual property, it is a high time to protect our intellectual property, not only in the form of patent, in the form of copyright. It is the high time to protect the geographical indication and the goods originated from particular place, particular quality, particular flavor and brand is there, to respect the community, those who are involved, so that they can get the reward and also royalty over the creativity and the products in the form of geographical indication of goods. It is a high time for us to protect the intellectual property, and that we must have to respect the Article 27 of Universal Declaration of Human Rights 1948 to 1948 on everyone has the right to the protection of their moral and material interests resulting from any scientific, literary, and artistic production of who is the author, and there should be a benefit sharing. All these IP plays a very, very important role in the knowledge economy today, and IP creation, protection, and exploitation is need of the hour, and that plays a great role in an academia as per the research, in contract research, collaborative research, grant-ended research, and that create a value in the incubation of institutional intellectual property and capacity building to the young entrepreneur, a student in on managing and in protecting intellectual property. It is a high time for us, and how we are making difference in helping any startup, any MSME and entrepreneur in protecting intellectual property, those startup who have got the mentorship from us, making country towards the goal of self-reliance, and new process product are putting in the place in the market and people are getting benefit. Now they are job creator and we are the enabler in making their difference in protecting their intellectual property, helping in seed funding, market feasibility study and DPR. And that's the role of innovation and institutional building in collaboration and also cooperation, and making difference to the knowledge society through helping a ecosystem of having an ecosystem of IPR facilitation to the startup and MSME. Many of the university academia in recent time also, we have helped them. They have got a grant and also making new process and product for the country to achieve the self-reliance. So there is a challenge and opportunity as far as IPR management is concerned. Bringing Lakshmi and Saraswati together in academia is need of the hour, and that technology transfer is one of the important parameter we must have to look into that, so that we can create a ecosystem in academia, bringing industry in transferring the technology or diffusion of technology to the society. There is only opportunity in terms of technology transfer, so that industry can get a opportunity of collaboration with the academia, and academic can also get a opportunity of skill based technology transfer process and diffusion of technology to the society. That is the need of the hour. We need to help to the startup and MSME, those who are making difference in their way of process and product, what they are venturing to the market and making country towards self-reliance. With that, I would like to inform you, as a national organization under Ministry of Science and Technology, Government of India, our mandate and mission is to connect lab to the land and mind to the market, creating a momentum of technology innovation and academia industry collaboration by helping institution, by helping startup, by helping university in protecting their all intellectual property free of cost. There is no financial liability, no one need to pay for protection of intellectual property. It is a duty of NRDC to help up to the grant of the patent, bear the cost for the same by doing patentability analysis and patent due diligence and helping them. From that, then we do technology information dissemination through various countries, through WIPO match and technology transfer through developed country to developing country, as far as our agreement towards the WTO under the support of Ministry of External Affairs to various countries. NRDC has also channelized, transfer the technology, indigenous technology to various countries like African countries like Ghana, Mozambique, Ivory Coast, and we have transferred our technology and provide the technology, benefit of the technology to the people of that country. And that is the beauty of knowledge transfer, knowledge dissemination, and respecting the role owner of the intellectual property, getting benefit sharing through licensing and royalty. And also we are giving a national awards every year in the name of budding innovation, National Budding Innovation Award, Societal Innovation Award, and Technological Innovation Award by helping prototype, field testing, detailed project report, and also seed funding support. This is the institutional enabling ecosystem we have to connect to MSME, startup, university, academia in the country, helping them in IP protection to IP commercialization, because it is a high time for all of us to bringing Lakshmi and Saraswati together in our ecosystem, and that is the only way of sustainable mechanism, making our institution self-sustainable toward achieving self-reliance. And that is the dream of Mahatma Gandhi, who always talked about homegrown idea and self-reliance. And same thing Honorable Prime Minister of India has been talking about Atmanirbhar Bharat. In that also we have created a help and impact in the country in helping various startups in protecting their technology towards tracking, testing, and treating of COVID-19. That we are making the difference in the country and helping the citizen of the country in scale up validation, IP protection, prototype development, scale up of the project in the COVID-19, and have transfer many technology, bringing Lakshmi and Saraswati in academia and industry. And that is the need of the hour, where intellectual property plays a very important role. And the one of the photograph I am showing, right to me the scientist, the researcher standing, left to me the industry leader. We have transferred a technology know-how, and from the technology know-how, industry paid the royalty and also lump sum premium the institution get, and also institutions share the 60-70% money to the inventor and co-inventor, because they are the owner of IP, and that is nothing but the respecting IP, respecting the culture of innovation, respecting inventor and innovator, and also equitable benefit sharing on intellectual property management. It is a high time for us, all of us, to make the difference, because there is a paradigm shift through innovation. Without innovation, without value creation and industry academia interaction, we are not going to achieve our quality in the form of process and product innovation to achieve the self-reliance. It is a high time for all us. Prime Minister of India always talking about all this flagship program, and he himself inaugurated Vaishak Bharatiya Vaigyanik Summit to create an impact on various technology in this changing paradigm of ecosystem and climate change and unprecedented situation of COVID-19. We have to create a Silicon Valley like this, where we can diffuse the technology, transfer the technology to the society. People of the country will get benefit. You can see from this statistic and photograph how academia benefiting society and economy in technology transfer in United States. That kind of ecosystem we must have to create, enabling people of the society to get job, create opportunity, and also making industrial innovation ecosystem strengthen without depending on import of technology. So it is the high time for all of us to connect, collaborate in transferring the technology. Anyone who have the patent and technology know-how can also talk to me on technology transfer. That is our mandate and mission in transfer of technology, providing technology to the nation on various challenge what we have been facing. And one of the problem is today is a plastic waste pollution, and in that also we have transferred this technology on recycling of plastic waste to tile to many startup and MSME in the country, including Pune also. One of the startup we have transferred, those who are making difference in mitigating this kind of challenge today. Other than this, we have also transferred many technology related to COVID-19, making the difference and creating women entrepreneurship in the country to lead the nation, because it is a high time to build the capacity of women towards entrepreneurship, and we have the technology to provide them on entrepreneurship in through technology transfer, seed funding, and also recognizing the innovation from grassroots level. People have got a budding innovation award, and also capacity building is very important, and making the difference. At this COVID-19 period also, we license many technology related to COVID-19, including PPE kits, which we transferred to 5 MSME. Today, the country is self-reliant towards PPE kits. We are not importing, now we are export potential. It is a high time for all of us how we can protect technology, and we can get the patent, and also we can transfer that technology know-how to the industry, MSME, and startup who can make the difference in nation building to achieve the self-reliance, and that is our mandate and mission. I am grateful to all of you for giving me opportunity, and our job is to help you in IP facilitation, IP protection, IP management, and IP commercialization, where we can do our best for the nation and nation building, and to achieve the self-reliance, making country a Swachh Bharat, Shrestha Bharat, and that is our mandate and mission, connecting MSME startup to connect with academia, and there is a need of academia industry collaboration today. So friends, the problem is never how to get new innovative thought into our mind, but how to get the old one out. That is very important to achieve the homegrown ideas, to achieve the self-reliance. That was the dream of founding father Mahatma Gandhi, and that is also the dream of Honorable Prime Minister of India, to achieve self-reliance. And for that, we have many ecosystem we have created. Thank you all of you for giving me opportunity for speaking in this national conference. I am really grateful to organizer for giving me this opportunity. And God bless you all. Jai Hind. My mobile number, email ID is there. You can talk to me, discuss with me, and we are there to make the difference for your invention, innovation, and value creation. God bless you. Jai Hind. Vande Mataram.
Thank you very much, sir, for your wonderful speech. Once again, on behalf of PCCOER, I would like to thank Dr. Bijay Kumar Sahu sir for his wonderful guidance. We'll start our next session within 2 minutes.
PCCOER is coming up with SIPSES 2020, India's only conference on patents, copyrights, innovations, and startups to bridge the gap between inventors and investors, to convert innovations into product, to commercialize your intellectual property. For details, visit www.sipses2020.com. Every success has its own story. And in case of PCCOER, short for Pimpri Chinchwad College of Engineering and Research, the story began from its very inception in the year 2014. We are creating this success story under the aegis of Pimpri Chinchwad Education Trust, PCET, which was established by late Shri S.P. Patil in the year 1990. The trust has the vision to provide value-added education to the society in multiple dimensions, right from nursery up to doctoral program in all professional streams. PCET is a well-established and time-tested brand in education. PCET governs 9 institutes, which include a public school, a polytechnic, a management institute, an architecture college, a science and commerce college, and 4 engineering colleges.
Pimpri Chinchwad College of Engineering and Research is one of the leading colleges of Pune University. We follow the simple principle of 5-pillar philosophy. In this 5-pillar philosophy, the academic excellence is the first and the important pillar. The second one is research and innovation. Third is the training and development aspect. Fourth is the social awareness angle, and fifth is ethics and values. As a result of this, the students are developed in all dimensions, and the college is emerging very fast among the top colleges of Pune University as well as at the state level.
PCCOER has been founded by highly qualified and proficient academicians. We are located in the most refined cluster of innovative firms at the heart of an industrial hub. Here, our students have numerous career opportunities. PCCOER runs UG courses for civil engineering, computer engineering, electronics and communication engineering, and mechanical engineering. These courses have been approved by AICTE, DT, and Government of Maharashtra. The institute is affiliated to Savitribai Phule, Pune University. PCCOER is a place of excellence where your vision comes true. At PCCOER, you can wander through the ocean of knowledge and build the courage to seize your aspirations. We merge technology and participative learning to make your education more engaging, more gratifying. PCCOER has a skilled team of experienced, highly qualified, dedicated faculties and associates. They play their crucial role in fulfilling the vision of PCCOER. We have a systematic and standardized pattern for work execution and a perfect teamwork. We have a comfortable, pleasant, healthy and friendly campus where the students can exploit their true potential. We provide a self-sufficient and sustainable environment to develop the perception of how various concepts fit in collectively. Our approach has always been student-centric and we stay attentive to their demands. The institute building is not just a structure of bricks and mortar, it's a temple for the learners. We provide the best teaching learning processes and a research-provoking ambience. We have well-equipped laboratories with state-of-the-art instruments that ensure that you are at the cutting edge of engineering and technology. Our infrastructure includes all the necessary suite of tools and software which help the students bloom.
We organize guest lectures of expert speakers from industry and reputed institutions like IITs for students as well as for faculties. We organize site visits, industrial visits in each and every subject for the students so that students are exposed to the three-dimensional engineering realities. It is also mandatory for the students to undergo internship so as to gain invaluable hands-on experience. We have smart boards, we have screens, projectors, computers in each and every classroom. We have state-of-art laboratories where we encourage the student to perform experiments, to perform tests, to develop projects, to develop working models.
The institute campus is rich with greenery and blooming flowers which lend a soothing touch to the demanding academic tasks. We have a huge ground where students enjoy outdoor sports and an open gymnasium for the fitness freaks. The indoor gymnasium has facilities for many indoor games. We have a vast library that houses more than 2,000 titles and 10,000 volumes of technical books, subscription to several technical journals, e-journals, and a large collection of literary books to cater every intellectual need. The reading hall has the ambience that motivates the students to stay focused and excel confidently. Empty stomach results in empty mind. Hence, we have excellent arrangements in the form of canteen and mess to satisfy the physical appetite of the students and staff. Other facilities on campus include covered parking, CCTVs, 24/7 security, and firefighting system. We have our own comfortably furnished hostel accommodation for boys and girls. Intellectual and psychological growth of the students is the centerpiece of PCCOER. Our students excel not only in academics but also in cultural and social events. We create various mind-feeding activities and conduct several exercises such as yoga workshop, mind education, wall magazine, self-awareness programs, inspirational programs, project-based learning, and annual gatherings. Our students participate and shine in co-curricular and extracurricular activities like Baha, Go-Kart, Robocon, Tiffin, Purushottam Karandak, Firodia Karandak, Daji Kaka Gadgil Karandak, and many more. Socio-economic empowerment of society is everyone's responsibility. PCCOER has always been a torch bearer in shouldering such responsibilities.
The students of our NSS unit regularly arrange blood donation camps. This year, our blood donation camp saw a response of about 150 blood donors. Our students regularly visit old age homes and orphanages where they feel very happy and joyous to spend time with underprivileged elderlies and children. Students regularly take part in social activities like tree plantations regarding environment as well as various cleanliness drives as part of the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. Part of Unnat Bharat Abhiyan for rural development by the Government of India, our college has adopted 5 villages in Mawal Taluka of Pune district.
We are equipping our students with the set of skills, capabilities and attitudes they need to succeed as employees, leaders and entrepreneurs in modern world.
We are probably the only institute in India which has placed its 77% of students in first 2 batches. Around 400 plus companies give opportunity of placements to our students every year. We train our students right from second year, considering their improvement for soft skills, aptitude skills, technical skills. So recently we have conducted drive of Amazon where the maximum package given was around 28 lakhs. 2 of our students got selected in Japan for the packages of around 20 lakhs and 17 lakhs.
I am currently working in a Japanese company, tech firm, which is located in Tokyo, and I got a package of 17 lakh. When I was in second year, the Japanese training started in our college, and our HOD was very supportive and she was like, you should do this training because it will be beneficial in your future.
Our central placement cell has placed more than 20,000 students. We have conducted 125 off-campus drives for 33,000 students from all over Maharashtra. Here, more than 1,400 students have secured their dream job. We have also channeled 150 online recruitment examinations. We are a vibrant alliance of educators and scholars who guide and motivate the students by setting an example, not by empty words. We at PCCOER emphasize on breakthrough engineering with breakthrough results.
माझा मुलगा शिवम भावसार हा याने डिप्लोमा केलेला आहे इन मेकॅनिकल इंजिनिअरिंग. तर त्याच्यासाठी आम्हाला डिग्रीसाठी खूप चांगलं कॉलेज आम्ही शोधत होतो. त्याचं सगळं व्यक्तिमत्व फुलेल, ऑलराऊंडर बनेल याच्यासाठी आम्ही बऱ्याच कॉलेजचा शोध घेतला. त्याच्यामध्ये नाशिकमध्ये आम्हाला असं कळालं की पिंपरी चिंचवड कॉलेज ऑफ इंजिनिअरिंग अँड रिसर्च हे कॉलेज खूप चांगलं आहे. आम्ही पुण्यातले 3-4 कॉलेजमध्ये गेलो, तिथे रिसर्च केला आणि त्याच्यानंतर निर्णय घेतला की आमच्या मुलासाठी हे कॉलेज योग्य आहे.
So I decided to get my admission in this particular college, that is Pimpri Chinchwad College of Engineering and Research, for my daughter Pallavi in civil engineering. She is doing really great in academics. Not only in academics, but there are various activities like curricular activities, co-curricular activities, extracurricular activities, and even mini projects. I am really satisfied that I took a very correct and very right decision by putting my daughter in this particular college.
No doubt our college is excelling in the placements part as well as the educational part, but today I would like to put forth one more perspective, that is the higher education. I would like to mention that I'll be pursuing my Masters of Science, MS in Computer Science from University of Southern California, Los Angeles next year. I would like to mention that all my teachers, my head of the department, our principal, our Dean III of Training and Placement Cell, everyone supported me and encouraged me. Definitely I will say that with the help of this college, I have personally developed a lot.
With the combined, sincere and focused efforts of management, staff and students, PCCOER has established a world record of filing highest number of copyrights by any organization in a single day. And this grand achievement was recognized and honored by World Records India and India Book of Records. Our faculties and students have published more than 280 research papers in international and national journals of highest standing in the current academic year. PCCOER has bagged many awards, amongst which are Innovative Leader National Award, IARDO Award for Academic Leadership, Special Award for Patents and Copyrights Filing, Global Education Excellence Award for the most result-oriented engineering college, and Outstanding Upcoming Engineering College in Maharashtra.
The research and development is a very important pillar for the progress of any institute. Not only filing of patents and copyrights, we have 8 products in a market. In order to strengthen the research and development according to the industry, we have more than 20 MOUs. All these MOUs are active MOUs. Under that, each department having an industrial visit, then internship for the students, guest lectures, workshops, seminars. So these seminars and all these activities try to bridge the gap between industry and academy.
Now all this is reflected in our university results. We have started just 5 years back, and in this very short span, we have achieved a position amongst top 5 best institutes in Pune University. Now for an institute in its infancy, this is a great achievement.
We at PCCOER help the students to change the world for the better through their education. We create not only brilliant professionals but also responsible citizens. Our management, faculty, staff and students have a single motto: to become a national pride. It is the very secret of our rapid growth. There is a difference between dreaming and realizing dreams. Dreams require effortless sleep, and realization requires sleepless efforts. Everything is possible for those with a vision, a plan of action, and a determination to make it happen. Be a part of PCCOER to fulfill your dreams. PCCOER is coming up with SIPCES 2020, India's only conference on patents, copyrights, innovations and startups to bridge the gap between inventors and investors, to convert innovations into product, to commercialize your intellectual property. For details, visit www.sipces2020.com. Every success has its own story, and in case of PCCOER, short for Pimpri-Chinchwad College of Engineering and Research, the story began from its very inception in the year 2014. We are creating this success story under the aegis of Pimpri-Chinchwad Education Trust, PCET, which was established by late Shri S.B. Patil in the year 1990. The trust has the vision to provide value-added education to the society in multiple dimensions, right from nursery up to doctoral program in all professional streams. PCET is a well-established and time-tested brand in education. PCET governs 9 institutes, which include a public school, a polytechnic, a management institute, an architecture college, a science and commerce college, and 4 engineering colleges.
Pimpri-Chinchwad College of Engineering and Research is one of the leading colleges of Pune University. We follow the simple principle of 5-pillar philosophy. In this 5-pillar philosophy, the academic excellence is the first and the important pillar. The second one is research and innovation. Third is the training and development aspect. Fourth is the social awareness angle, and fifth is ethics and values. As a result of this, the students are developed in all dimensions, and the college is emerging very fast among the top colleges of Pune University as well as at the state level.
PCCOER has been founded by highly qualified and proficient academicians. We are located in the most refined cluster of innovative firms at the heart of an industrial hub. Here, our students have numerous career opportunities. PCCOER runs UG courses for civil engineering, computer engineering, electronics and communication engineering, and mechanical engineering. These courses have been approved by AICTE, DT, and Government of Maharashtra. The institute is affiliated to Savitribai Phule, Pune University. PCCOER is a place of excellence where your vision comes true. At PCCOER, you can wander through the ocean of knowledge and build the courage to seize your aspirations. We merge technology and participative learning to make your education more engaging, more gratifying. PCCOER has a skilled team of experienced, highly qualified, dedicated faculties and associates. They play their crucial role in fulfilling the vision of PCCOER. We have a systematic and standardized pattern for work execution and a perfect teamwork. We have a comfortable, pleasant, healthy and friendly campus where the students can exploit their true potential. We provide a self-sufficient and sustainable environment to develop the perception of how various concepts fit in collectively. Our approach has always been student-centric, and we stay attentive to their demands. The institute building is not just a structure of bricks and mortar, it's a temple for the learners. We provide the best teaching learning processes and a research-provoking ambience. We have well-equipped laboratories with state-of-the-art instruments that ensure that you are at the cutting edge of engineering and technology. Our infrastructure includes all the necessary suite of tools and software which help the students bloom.
We organize guest lectures of expert speakers from industry and reputed institutions like IITs for students as well as for faculties. We organize site visits, industrial visits in each and every subject for the students so that students are exposed to the three-dimensional engineering realities. It is also mandatory for the students to undergo internship so as to gain invaluable hands-on experience. We have smart boards, we have screens, projectors, computers in each and every classroom. We have state-of-art laboratories where we encourage the student to perform experiments, to perform tests, to develop projects, to develop working models.
The institute campus is rich with greenery and blooming flowers which lend a soothing touch to the demanding academic tasks. We have a huge ground where students enjoy outdoor sports and an open gymnasium for the fitness freaks. The indoor gymnasium has facilities for many indoor games. We have a vast library that houses more than 2,000 titles and 10,000 volumes of technical books, subscription to several technical journals, e-journals, and a large collection of literary books to cater every intellectual need. The reading hall has the ambience that motivates the students to stay focused and excel confidently. Empty stomach results in empty mind. Hence, we have excellent arrangements in the form of canteen and mess to satisfy the physical appetite of the students and staff. Other facilities on campus include covered parking, CCTVs, 24/7 security, and firefighting system. We have our own comfortably furnished hostel accommodation for boys and girls. Intellectual and psychological growth of the students is the centerpiece of PCCOER. Our students excel not only in academics but also in cultural and social events. We create various mind-feeding activities and conduct several exercises such as yoga workshop, mind education, wall magazine, self-awareness programs, inspirational programs, project-based learning, and annual gatherings. Our students participate and shine in co-curricular and extracurricular activities like Baha, Go-Kart, Robocon, Tiffin, Purushottam Karandak, Firodia Karandak, Daji Kaka Gadgil Karandak, and many more. Socio-economic empowerment of society is everyone's responsibility. PCCOER has always been a torch bearer in shouldering such responsibilities.
The students of our NSS unit regularly arrange blood donation camps. This year, our blood donation camp saw a response of about 150 blood donors. Our students regularly visit old age homes and orphanages, where they feel very happy and joyous to spend time with underprivileged elderlies and children. Students regularly take part in social activities like tree plantations regarding environment, as well as various cleanliness drives as part of the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. Part of Unnat Bharat Abhiyan for rural development by the Government of India, our college has adopted 5 villages in Mawal Taluka of Pune district.
We are equipping our students with the set of skills, capabilities, and attitudes they need to succeed as employees, leaders, and entrepreneurs in modern world.
We are probably the only institute in India which has placed its 77% of students in first 2 batches. Around 400 plus companies give opportunity of placements to our students every year. We train our students right from second year, considering their improvement for soft skills, aptitude skills, technical skills. So recently we have conducted drive of Amazon where the maximum package given was around 28 lakhs. 2 of our students got selected in Japan for the packages of around 20 lakhs and 17 lakhs.
I am currently working in a Japanese company, tech firm, which is located in Tokyo, and I got a package of 17 lakh. When I was in second year, the Japanese training started in our college, and our HOD was very supportive, and she was like, you should do this training because it will be beneficial in your future.
Our central placement cell has placed more than 20,000 students. We have conducted 125 off-campus drives for 33,000 students from all over Maharashtra. Here, more than 1,400 students have secured their dream job. We have also channeled 150 online recruitment examinations. We are a vibrant alliance of educators and scholars who guide and motivate the students by setting an example, not by empty words. We at PCCOER emphasize on breakthrough engineering with breakthrough results.
माझा मुलगा शिवम भावसार हा याने डिप्लोमा केलेला आहे इन मॅकॅनिकल इंजिनिअरिंग. तर तर त्याच्यासाठी आम्हाला डिग्रीसाठी खूप चांगलं कॉलेज आम्ही शोधत होतो. त्याचं सगळं व्यक्तिमत्व फुलेल, ऑलराऊंडर बनेल याच्यासाठी आम्ही बऱ्याच कॉलेजचा शोध घेतला. त्याच्यामध्ये नाशिकमध्ये आम्हाला असं कळालं की पिंपरी चिंचवड कॉलेज ऑफ इंजिनिअरिंग अँड रिसर्च हे कॉलेज खूप चांगलं आहे. आम्ही पुण्यातले 3-4 कॉलेजमध्ये गेलो, तिथे रिसर्च केला आणि त्याच्यानंतर निर्णय घेतला की आमच्या मुलासाठी हे कॉलेज योग्य आहे.
So I decided to get my admission in this particular college, that is Pimpri Chinchwad College of Engineering and Research, for my daughter Pallavi in civil engineering. She is doing really great in academics. Not only in academics, but there are various activities like curricular activities, co-curricular activities, extracurricular activities, and even mini projects. I am really satisfied that I took a very correct and very right decision by putting my daughter in this particular college.
No doubt our college is excelling in the placements part as well as the educational part, but today I would like to put forth one more perspective, that is the higher education. I would like to mention that I'll be pursuing my Masters of Science, MS in Computer Science from University of Southern California, Los Angeles next year. I would like to mention that all my teachers, my head of the department, our principal, our Dean III of Training and Placement Cell, everyone supported me and encouraged me. Definitely I will say that with the help of this college, I have personally developed a lot.
With the combined, sincere and focused efforts of management, staff and students, PCCOER has established a world record of filing highest number of copyrights by any organization in a single day, and this grand achievement was recognized and honored by World Records India and India Book of Records. Our faculties and students have published more than 280 research papers in international and national journals of highest standing in the current academic year. PCCOER has bagged many awards, amongst which are Innovative Leader National Award, IARDO Award for Academic Leadership, Special Award for Patents and Copyrights Filing, Global Education Excellence Award for the most result-oriented engineering college, and Outstanding Upcoming Engineering College in Maharashtra.
The research and development is a very important pillar for the progress of any institute. Not only filing of patents and copyrights, we have 8 products in a market. In order to strengthen the research and development according to the industry, we have more than 20 MOUs. All these MOUs are active MOUs. Under that, each department having an industrial visit, then internship for the students, guest lectures, workshops, seminars. So these seminars and all these activities try to bridge the gap between industry and academy.
Now all this is reflected in our university results. We have started just 5 years back, and in this very short span, we have achieved a position amongst top 5 best institutes in Pune University. Now for an institute in its infancy, this is a great achievement.
We at PCCOER help the students to change the world for the better through their education. We create not only brilliant professionals but also responsible citizens. Our management, faculty, staff and students have a single motto: to become a national pride. It is the very secret of our rapid growth. There is a difference between dreaming and realizing dreams. Dreams require effortless sleep, and realization requires sleepless efforts. Everything is possible for those with a vision, a plan of action, and a determination to make it happen. Be a part of PCCOER to fulfill your dreams. Every success has its own story. And in case of PCCOER, short for Pimpri-Chinchwad College of Engineering and Research, the story began from its very inception in the year 2014. We are creating this success story under the aegis of Pimpri-Chinchwad Education Trust, PCET, which was established by late Shri S.P. Patil in the year 1990. The trust has the vision to provide value-added education to the society in multiple dimensions, right from nursery up to doctoral program in all professional streams. PCET is a well-established and time-tested brand in education. PCET governs 9 institutes, which include a public school, a polytechnic, a management institute, an architecture college, a science and commerce college, and 4 engineering colleges.
Pimpri-Chinchwad College of Engineering and Research is one of the leading colleges of Pune University. We follow the simple principle of 5-pillar philosophy. In this 5-pillar philosophy, the academic excellence is the first and the important pillar. The second one is research and innovation. Third is the training and development aspect. Fourth is the social awareness angle. And fifth is ethics and values. As a result of this, the students are developed in all dimensions, and the college is emerging very fast among the top colleges of Pune University as well as at the state level.
PCCOER has been founded by highly qualified and proficient academicians. We are located in the most refined cluster of innovative firms at the heart of an industrial hub. Here, our students have numerous career opportunities. PCCOER runs UG courses for civil engineering, computer engineering, electronics and communication engineering, and mechanical engineering. These courses have been approved by AICTE, DT, and Government of Maharashtra. The institute is affiliated to Savitribai Phule, Pune University. PCCOER is a place of excellence where your vision comes true. At PCCOER, you can wander through the ocean of knowledge and build the courage to seize your aspirations. We merge technology and participative learning to make your education more engaging, more gratifying. PCCOER has a skilled team of experienced, highly qualified, dedicated faculties and associates. They play their crucial role in fulfilling the vision of PCCOER. We have a systematic and standardized pattern for work execution and a perfect teamwork. We have a comfortable, pleasant, healthy and friendly campus where the students can exploit their true potential. We provide a self-sufficient and sustainable environment to develop the perception of how various concepts fit in collectively. Our approach has always been student-centric, and we stay attentive to their demands. The institute building is not just a structure of bricks and mortar, it's a temple for the learners. We provide the best teaching learning processes and a research-provoking ambience. We have well-equipped laboratories with state-of-the-art instruments that ensure that you are at the cutting edge of engineering and technology. Our infrastructure includes all the necessary suite of tools and software which help the students bloom.
We organize guest lectures of expert speakers from industry and reputed institutions like IITs for students as well as for faculties. We organize site visits, industrial visits in each and every subject for the students, so that students are exposed to the three-dimensional engineering realities. It is also mandatory for the students to undergo internship so as to gain invaluable hands-on experience. We have smart boards, we have screens, projectors, computers in each and every classroom. We have state-of-art laboratories where we encourage the student to perform experiments, to perform tests, to develop projects, to develop working models.
The institute campus is rich with greenery and blooming flowers, which lend a soothing touch to the demanding academic tasks. We have a huge ground where students enjoy outdoor sports and an open gymnasium for the fitness freaks. The indoor gymnasium has facilities for many indoor games. We have a vast library that houses more than 2,000 titles and 10,000 volumes of technical books, subscription to several technical journals, e-journals, and a large collection of literary books to cater.
Good afternoon. A very warm welcome to Dr. Raj Hirwani sir on behalf of Pimpri-Chinchwad College of Engineering and Research, Ravet. Dr. Raj Hirwani sir has nearly 4 decades span of techno-commercial experience in research and industry. He has a postgraduate degree in chemical technology from Bombay University and PhD in technology management from IIT Mumbai. He became director of CSIR's unit for research and development of information products at Pune in 2003. He was head of Intellectual Property Directorate in CSIR, which is responsible for running 36 national laboratories in the country. He also acted as a consultant to the World Bank projects and United Nations agencies like UNCTAD and WIPO. He was also the president of Licensing Executive Society in India. Currently, he is Emeritus Professor at CSIR and Adjunct Professor IIT Mumbai and the member of various number of committees. I again give a warm welcome to Dr. Raj Hirwani sir on behalf of Pimpri-Chinchwad College of Engineering and Research, Ravet, to present his speech. Over to you, sir.
Good morning. Sorry for these technical glitches which has delayed this lecture. At the outset, let me thank Professor Tiwari and Professor Savarkar for inviting me here to share my thoughts. I'm going to speak with you on a subject called PAT informatics. You heard of bioinformatics, chem informatics. One more term to your vocabulary, PAT informatics, is a word coined by abbreviation of pattern informatics. How we use this pattern informatics for research and business planning. Before we start, I always like to go to the fundamentals. What is a patent? Is a right granted to inventors to prevent unauthorized use of invention within a particular territory for a limited time. There are 3 words which are made red, which have significance. But you do not get any right or a freedom to exploit your own invention. You only have a right to stop others from using your invention. Why it is so, we'll come to it. So it is basically a negative right. You can only stop others from using your invention. Your positive right gets restricted by previous patents. You have a patent in a particular product or a technology area. In that area, somebody else might have got patents before. The way you got the right to prevent others, they also got a right to prevent others. In their others, you are included. Therefore, you do not have a right to automatically practice your own invention. This becomes very difficult for people to understand. If I ask you a question, who invented a light bulb? I'm sure all of you will say Thomas Edison. Edison did not invent the light bulb. 10 years before he brought the bulb to the market, there was a gentleman called Henry Woodward who conceptualized and invented the light bulb and got the patent. The disadvantage of his invention was that filament used to get burnt in few minutes. If your filament goes off in few minutes, you can't have a commercial product. But once the patent was published, came into a public domain, everybody looked at it and said, what a great idea it is, because it will revolutionize the lighting industry. So people started on working on different materials, different processes. While doing that, they got the patents. Finally, Edison succeeded in having filament made of tungsten, which lasted for 1500 hours. If it lasted for 1500 hours, it was possible to make a product. Yeah, please move to the slide. I'm on the third slide. So it lasted for 1500 hours. Now, since it lasted for 1500 hours, it is now possible to make a commercial product. Edison got the patent. Now, the question is, can Edison make the light bulb? Answer is no, because light bulb as a product was conceptualized by Henry Woodward and he has a patent. So Edison cannot make the bulb. Edison's invention lies in the tungsten filament. So if now Edison wants to make a bulb, he must take a license from Henry Woodward. Or alternatively, Henry Woodward should take a license of tungsten filament from Edison and incorporate it into the bulb. This is what the Edison did. Edison took a license from Henry Woodward and then commercialized the product. Since he was the person who brought the bulb to the market first, his name got associated with the bulb. Henry Woodward never came into public, never commercialized the product, so nobody knows about him. So this is how you have the patent, but your positive right to commercialize gets restricted by the previous patent. This is called freedom to operate, freedom to practice. And this is the most important aspect which all of us should keep in mind. We get happy, we get excited that I have got a patent. But we need to see, do we have freedom to operate, freedom to practice, freedom to manufacture? Second, patents are territorial. Patents are granted by the government. Government of India cannot give you a right which you can go and exercise in the United States. US government cannot give you a right which you can go and exercise in Japan. So, if you have an Indian patent, it can be enforced only within the geographical boundaries of India. So, Indian patent has no force in other countries, as a foreign patent has no force in these countries, unless you go and apply in those territories. So, very often you will find large amount of US patents. If they do not have the corresponding patent in India, you are free to use it within India. You have to ensure that you do not export to US or other countries where they have the patents. There's a limited time. Today, patent life is 20 years from the date of application. After that, it is free for anybody to use it without any obligations to you. Most important part is all patent applications are published after 18 months from the date of application, irrespective of whether you get the patent or you don't get the patent. If you get the patent, the protection is there. If you don't get the patent, it's the public domain information, anybody can use it. So the question is, why the patent system is there? See, the patent system is there for the public benefit. All the development takes place because of the advances in science and technology. Now, advances in science and technology take place brick by brick. Even when we do PhD, we do a research up to a level. The next student comes in, he takes to the next level, the third person takes to a further level. So that is how science and technology evolves. Now, information for the development purpose should we make available. If Henry Woodward's patent was not in the public domain, there would not have been Edison, there would not have been a light bulb. So when we generate a new knowledge, we have vested interest to keep the knowledge to ourselves. We want to maximize returns for ourselves because we have invested time, money, and energy. At the same time, society requires a new knowledge for the development. So patent rights have been created as a compromise between society's need for the new knowledge and individuals' need to maximize return. So these patents are granted in return for your full disclosure of technology to the public. You write that patent specification. The idea of that patent specification, the knowledge should come into the public domain. Anybody who wants to do further development, he should be able to do it. In return, you are receiving the right to prevent others from practicing that invention for a limited period of time, during which you are supposed to maximize your returns. The government ensures that information regarding the invention is publicly disclosed. An invention is available for anybody's use after the expiration of patent. Therefore, patent documents are all published. In commercial world, everybody keeps all the information confidential till the product comes to the market. But the patents are filed early. So patents are the earliest disclosure of the technology. So what it does, the next slide please. It creates repository of vital information. Already more than 120 plus million patent documents are in public domain. European Patent Office is a worldwide database called eSpace.net. You can look at all these documents are uploaded. And this body of knowledge is growing very rapidly. A single patent office like US Patent Office issues more than 5,000 patents every week. We are talking only about a single patent office. What about all the European Patent Office, Germany, France, UK, so on, Japan, Korea, China? So you are adding close to 3 million patent documents every year. What is important is 70% of this knowledge is not published elsewhere. When we are in academics, we are pushed to look at scientific journals, literature survey. If you are not looking at patent information, you are keeping your eyes close to 70% of new knowledge which is coming in. Thanks to advances in information and communication technologies, you have free access to the worldwide information today. All these databases are available on the web. Each patent office has its own database on the web. So you can access from anywhere, wherever you are sitting, through your mobile phone, you are at a railway station, airport, your home, your office, your college. Now, availability of these databases, plus the development of software tools for analysis and visualization, has given rise to new science, which we are calling as patent informatics. Next slide, please. Is the science of analyzing patent information to discover relationships and trends that are difficult to be seen when you look at a document on one-on-one basis. Please, next slide, please. See, when you're looking at a single patent document, you are looking at a single invention. But when you are looking at hundreds or thousands of patent documents in the same technology area or same product area, you are able to see connection between the organizations, connection between technologies, connection between inventors. This involves citation analysis, patent mapping, and patent intelligence. Next slide, please. Now, what kind of information you get? I don't know how many of you have really read a patent document, but if you read, you know you get different kind of information. You get technical information from the description and drawing of the invention. You get a legal information from the patent claims which define the scope of the patent, its legal status. You get business relevant information from reference which identify who the inventor is, who the owner is, when it was filed, where it was filed, and so on. So this technical content and related legal and business information has many commercial applications. Let us look at some of them. First and foremost is R&D management. All of us are involved in managing research and development. So before we start any research, we must find out what already exists. We should not just get carried away by saying, I have got a new idea, so I'll just start. Or something which is fashionable to do. What I mean by fashionable, superconductivity is fashionable, so do superconductivity. Cloning is fashionable, a lot of government funding is coming. You must find out what already exists, what we call a state of art. Look at all the patents in the area. We say it in IP landscape. See what people have covered. What is the scope of their claims? What they are not covered, where are the gaps? And then start building on it. When you're trying to do a research, you're trying to solve a particular problem. You have a particular solution in your mind. Different people look at the same problem differently. A chemist looks at it differently, an engineer looks at it differently, within engineering, different disciplines look at it differently. So people think of a solution based on their background and based on their experience. So for a given problem, there will be multiple solutions. When you look at patents, you are able to see number of approaches people have taken to solve that problem. Then you can compare your solution vis-a-vis other people's approaches in terms of how unique it is, how cost effective it is, and whether you're going to find market acceptance or not. In the light of that information, you can evaluate your process and product plans. You may find out that somebody has already solved that problem and has a patent. You may find out somebody has already tried and failed. So what are you going to do? You are going to reinvent the wheel, or you are going to walk the failure path again? But after looking why a person has failed, you may be able to tweak your solutions, improve your product approach, or you may drop the project because already have been solved. That is what I'm saying. Pick the winners and avoid the losers. Define pacing technologies. What are pacing technologies? Technologies which determine the rate of growth or which retard the progress. Today, all of us are talking about electric mobility. The problems with the energy storage. So, battery technology is a pacing technology. Other electric vehicles have been there. Electric car is more than 100-year old. But it's basically battery technology which is retarding the growth. So in each area, you can find out that pacing technology, what is the critical thing which is holding it up, and then start working on that. When you look at hundreds and thousands of patents in a particular technology or product area, you get large amount of inventive ideas. You may have one or two ideas, but you will see a lot of inventive ideas. You may be able to cross-fertilize some of those ideas. Next, please. So this kind of technology monitoring is a continuous process. You can't say when I started the project, I looked at it. World is continuously inventing and filing patents. So when you continuously monitor, you will be identify a new thrust and a technical direction. Spot new assignee or track change of the existing assignees. You think you are two competitors? Say I am a chemist. So I think these are two chemical companies. All of a sudden, one of them may change to a biotechnological route, which is ecologically safer, cheaper. or all of a sudden some startup sitting in IIT Mumbai has a disruptive technology. You must catch these changes early. You can't wait for these guys to come to the market and take a notice of them. Then you are lost the game. You can check for infringement. You have a patent, you are a Henry Woodward, and some Edison is building a product on that and is going to infringe your patent if he commercializes. Then you can say, guy, here we have existing patents. You are infringing them. So better take a license. So protect your IP. Next slide, please. You can look at competition. You see a technology position of major players. What portfolio they have. You can characterize a high and low grade technology for competitors. Today, every product is a multi-technology product. No company can keep at the cutting edge in all the technologies, even if they have the money, because pace of technological change is very high. So each company focuses on some core capabilities and rest are acquired from outside wherever they are available best. So you can identify what are the core capability of a company. Even if you had to acquire from the outside, where are you going to find? Obviously, you have to look at the patents. You can characterize an emerging technology. Today, everybody talks about nanotechnology. But who are the players in nanotechnology? What areas are they working? What products are they developing? And for what markets? Everybody is talking from engine coating to the personal care products to the drug delivery. If you get into the depth, you find the early successor in personal care products. And currently, when you look at patents, you see there are concerns of toxicity being raised, which are being addressed. This kind of analysis you can do two ways. Take a particular company and look at all their patents, irrespective of what technologies are involved. Or you can take a particular technology, look at all the patents, irrespective of which companies are there. When you look, you're able to see valuable insight in the area of diversification. You take IBM patents, IBM gets more than 9,000 patents every year. If you consider 220 working days, you're talking about 35 to 40 patents a day. And you look at their patents, it was supposed to be once upon a time a hardware company, but 10 years back, 75% of their patents were in service sector. So it was clear they are moving from hardware to software and services. You get to the depth, you find a sizable chunk of patents in biology. You wonder what a computer hardware and software company is doing in biology. With a human genome being decoded, we are talking about personalized medicines. Human genome analysis require high computing power. And this is where IBM wants a finger in the pie. So there are a large amount of patents in the bioinformatics and related areas. You get to see a technology health of the firms and their intellectual property. You get to see a structure of the industry. You take the patents in optical fibers. In 70s, most of the patents are on synthesis of optical fiber starting from silica, that is sand. In 80s, most of the patents are on components, couplers and so on. In 90s, most of the patents are on integration. What does it tell you? It tells you technology is maturing and going into the marketplace. Otherwise, people are not going to do integration. And when you see the people who are taking the patents assignees, you'll see few of the people making basic optical fiber, few of the people making components, and couple of guys who are fully integrated right from making basic optical fiber to the systems. So if you are operating in that field, you know whom to go to. So this kind of company focused analysis identifies for your potential technology lead partners. Today government is putting a lot of money in solar energy. So for two corporate giants, we did an analysis of this kind to find out some startup with good IP portfolio. And we zeroed on a German company. So by the time an Indian company made a decision, somebody else picked up that company. Fact that somebody else picked up company means our analysis was correct. That was the right candidate. And in merger and acquisition, this is regularly done. So all it does is reduces your planning uncertainty and investment risk. Over a period of time, your patent portfolio, patent filing, prosecution is expensive, particularly when you go outside India. So questions are asked, we are investing so much money, what are we getting out of it? Now you have to make a decision. Now what shall you do? See, a patent per se has no value. The value of patent is always relative to other patents in that area. What is the scope of claim of those patents? What protection do they offer? How much residual life is there? And so many factors. Which means you must go back to patent informatics. Look at all the patents in a related area. Patents are competing patents, competing technologies. That only helps you to make a decision. Should you license? Should you sell off? Should you develop or discard technology? Discard? Why discard? There are technologies which are moving very fast. Patent gives you a life of 20 years. But technology doesn't have a life of 20 years. Look at your smartphone or a phone which you are holding. How many phones have you changed in the last 5 years? I wanted to give my old Nokia phone to my servant's daughter, and that girl refused to take it because she thought in today's time there is a useless phone. So somebody does not want that phone free. Now technology has become obsolete in 5 years' time. So why to have patents for 20 years, keep on pay and maintain? So then decide to discard those technologies. You are able to identify valuable patents. Valuable patents which others are following, inventing around. Other applications have come. You did a research for a particular purpose, but you can apply that research to some other areas. Spin-off possibilities. You can identify potential technical customers. Output of your technology or output or your product is input for somebody. Other people are building up their products and their businesses. You can identify them early and get into an arrangement. It may be a joint development arrangement, it may be a supply chain arrangement, vendor, or whatever you want. All of us do inventions. We want to file patents. So you have to do patentability study. What does it mean? We look at the prior art. Is it patentable in the light of prior art? Patents are issued on the assumption they are valid patents. But validity of patent can be challenged during lifetime, those 20 years. And freedom to operate, we talked about. So all these three studies require you going back to patents, analyzing those patents. So you have to do a detailed prior art search, identify critical patent literature, looking for novelty, non-obvious utility. So all these technological studies require patent informatics. Then comes next slide please, human resource management. You'll get surprise. Patent analytics also used for HR purposes. Companies get into new technology areas, new businesses, and they are looking for prolific inventors. Where do you find them? They are listed on the patent document. Companies track their scientific career, progress of research, current area of activity, their employment record, where they worked. Idea is to target them from employment. If they are working in national laboratories or academic institutions, hire them as a consultant. Or even look at their students, where students pick up the skill working with professors. I remember long time ago, pre-internet era, we had a research fellow with us. who had a very important patent risk credit. He got a call from Genentech, which is world's biggest biotech company, and he got hired. At that point of time, the PDF fellowship was $2,000. He got a $50,000 offer for the whole year, double the amount of the market price. So don't get surprised if you have good IP on your CV, some headhunter may come after you. So this is how patent informatics is used for a variety of ways. Next slide, please. So patent research is the key. Such analysis today drives the research strategy and supports innovation management and product development. A lot of people spend money on market research, but patent research is a must for new research and product development. One of our multinational customers asked her to do a patent research, identified the technical gap, then went to market research agency, identified gap in the market, just positions both of these and define the characteristics of the product, wrote the claims which fit that product, then went to the R&D with those claims, saying, now you design your experiment to give us this product. Entirely a reverse way of working. We think we'll do some good work, some interesting results will come out which are novel, we'll take a patent. The real world operates in a different way. So first define the product characteristics, wrote the claims, and then went to R&D. So integrating activities for patent search analysis in your research strategy leads to higher probability of success in all new technology ventures. So at my organization, URDIP, we did a number of studies, patent landscape study, white space mapping. White space mapping is identifying those gaps. Competitive technology intelligence. Unilever wants to know what Procter & Gamble does. Procter & Gamble wants to know what L'Oreal does. New product development studies. I told you today each product is a multi-technology product. You have certain pieces you have to acquire. Technology monitoring, alerts, patent updates, continually keep on monitoring what competitors are doing, what new technologies are coming, what technologies will make us obsolete. Taking patents to products. Not all patents get converted to products. Look at market surveillance. Maybe some people are infringing your patents. Patent validity, freedom to operate. I talk to you. Human resource management, patent, then licensing in and licensing out opportunities. You can license your IP. If you are developing, you can license in somebody's IP. All this is patent informatics. So we prepare more than 5,000 reports in the area of chemicals, pharmaceuticals, biotechnology, polymers, engineering. Our output was used as input for R&D planning, product area, market surveillance, technology scouting, assessment. We served not only our internal customers within CSR, outside CSR, Indian companies, multinational, SMEs, startups, including venture capitalists. Venture capitalists use our service to do an assessment of technology. They want to see a particular startup is doing something. Is the technology current? And will it sustain? Are there any competing technologies which may come up? Because venture capital's return will come down the line 5 to 7 years. In that 5 to 7 years, if technology becomes obsolete, all their money is down the drain. So they want to see that. So we got awards from our customers, a special appreciation. Innocentive, you know, it's a global crowdsourcing portal which posts chemical, biology, engineering problems. This is the solution from world over, and best solution just based on patent informatics. We don't have research laboratories. We are analytic people. We have just an office and people. Based on patent informatics, we have given solutions, and we have won 5 awards so far. CSR awarded to us Technology Award for Business Development, Technology Marketing for creating a niche in the knowledge-based services. Given at that time, the Minister Kapil Sibal sent some of the client list, multinationals, Indian corporates, small mix of the clients. Now, since I am talking to students and faculty, for young engineers, other than being entrepreneur, people especially who are looking to be in the service sector, there are a lot of opportunities in pattern analytics because it is a human intensive knowledge driven activity. And we have qualified and trained manpower. Now this is shifting to India. There are a lot of growth of pattern analytics segment into the KPO sector, knowledge processing industry. There are companies who work for multinational companies, there are companies who are working for the patent attorneys, there are companies who provide services to Indian industries. There are different models of engagement. There are long-term, full-time, equivalent contracts, multinational taking advantage of Indian capability and infrastructure to increase the output of efficiency R&D. So, large number of engineers get employed. Actually, there is a shortage of engineering people in patent analytics because patent activity has always been dominated by pharmaceutical, chemicals, and then biotech people. So, those people have paid attention. Engineers have never paid attention to patents. We even don't teach them patents in our colleges as a part of the curriculum. As a result, patents have been neglected by engineers, and there's a shortage of engineering people in patent analytics. So there's an opportunity. With this, I'll stop here. If there are any questions, I'll be happy to answer. Hello, if there are any question, comments, I'm open. Hello? Are you able to hear me? Hello?
Hello. Yes, sir.
Yes.
You're audible. Yes, yes. Dipshika ma'am, please continue.
Yes. Thank you very much, sir, for your wonderful presentation. Once again, on behalf of Pimpri-Chinchwad College of Engineering and Research, Rave, I would like to thank Dr. Raj Hirwani, sir.
Thank you.
We'll start our next session within 2 minutes.
Every success has its own story. And in case of PCCOER, short for Pimpri-Chinchwad College of Engineering and Research, the story began from its very inception in the year 2014. We are creating this success story under the aegis of Pimpri-Chinchwad Education Trust, PCET, which was established by late Shri S.P. Patil in the year 1990. The trust has the vision to provide value-added education to the society in multiple dimensions, right from nursery up to doctoral program in all professional streams. PCET is a well-established and time-tested brand in education. PCET governs 9 institutes, which include a public school, a polytechnic, a management institute, an architecture college, a science and commerce college, and 4 engineering colleges.
Pimpri-Chinchwad College of Engineering and Research is one of the leading colleges of Pune University. We follow the simple principle of 5-pillar philosophy. In this 5-pillar philosophy, the academic excellence is the first and the important pillar. The second one is research and innovation. Third is the training and development aspect. Fourth is the social awareness angle. And fifth is ethics and values. As a result of this, the students are developed in all dimensions, and the college is emerging very fast among the top colleges of Pune University as well as at the state level.
PCCOER has been founded by highly qualified and proficient academicians. We are located in the most refined cluster of innovative firms at the heart of an industrial hub. Here, our students have numerous career opportunities. PCCOER runs UG courses for civil engineering, computer engineering, electronics and communication engineering, and mechanical engineering. These courses have been approved by AICTE, DT, and Government of Maharashtra. The institute is affiliated to Savitribai Phule, Pune University. PCCOER is a place of excellence where your vision comes true. At PCCOER, you can wander through the ocean of knowledge and build the courage to seize your aspirations. We merge technology and participative learning to make your education more engaging, more gratifying. PCCOER has a skilled team of experienced, highly qualified, dedicated faculties and associates. They play their crucial role in fulfilling the vision of PCCOER. We have a systematic and standardized pattern for work execution and a perfect teamwork. We have a comfortable, pleasant, healthy and friendly campus where the students can exploit their true potential. We provide a self-sufficient and sustainable environment to develop the perception of how various concepts fit in collectively. Our approach has always been student-centric and we stay attentive to their demands. The institute building is not just a structure of bricks and mortar, it's a temple for the learners. We provide the best teaching learning processes and a research-provoking ambience. We have well-equipped laboratories with state-of-the-art instruments that ensure that you are at the cutting edge of engineering and technology. Our infrastructure includes all the necessary suite of tools and software which help the students bloom.
We organize guest lectures of expert speakers from industry and reputed institutions like IITs for students as well as for faculties. We organize site visits, industrial visits in each and every subject for the students so that students are exposed to the three-dimensional engineering realities. It is also mandatory for the students to undergo internship so as to gain invaluable hands-on experience. We have smart boards, we have screens, projectors, computers in each and every classroom. We have state-of-art laboratories where we encourage the student to perform experiments, to perform tests, to develop projects, to develop working models.
The institute campus is rich with greenery and blooming flowers which lend a soothing touch to the demanding academic tasks. We have a huge ground where students enjoy outdoor sports and an open gymnasium for the fitness freaks. The indoor gymnasium has facilities for many indoor games. We have a vast library that houses more than 2,000 titles and 10,000 volumes of technical books, subscription to several technical journals, e-journals, and a
in the field of intellectual property, particularly in patent information, patent analytics, and patent data mining. He has been recognized as top 100 IP leaders in India by World Intellectual Property Forum in the year 2018. Recently, he has been recognized as a mentor of change in terms of innovation, incubation, entrepreneurship, and startups by Niti Aayog, Government of India. His current interest is in about IP awareness, training and development across India and at global level to increase innovative and creation for a better life. Presently, he is professor and head intellectual property at Symbiosis Center for Research and Innovation, deemed University, Pune. Once again, I would like to welcome Dr. Amit Kumar Tiwari sir on behalf of PCCOER Ravit, Pune. Over to you, sir.
Yeah. Good afternoon, all of you, and thank you very much, the team SIPSIS 2020, for inviting me here to deliver a topic of a very relevant topic on IPR. Let me just share my presentation. Can someone confirm that my slides are visible?
Yes, sir. It's visible.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm going to share some of my thoughts today on a topic which is very emerging topic, and the topic which I am following for last uh, almost like 17 or maybe over 18 years or so. And the title of my talk is Pac Informatics, Tool for Innovation and Practices. So here we go. Before I'll just would like to run this disclaimer statement. The views and the opinion expressed in these slides are of my or individual presenter, and based on the base of available information, knowledge, data, and resources. Since the IP data is dynamic in nature, it can be vary from time to time and subject to various amendments. The end users like you can take appropriate decision according to the situation. These PowerPoint slides are restricted for duplication and only for the educational purposes. All right reserved to the presenter and the data providers. The presenter is thankful to the various publishers for their content used in this presentation for the academic purpose. Some of the material is obtained from Google, and the presenter is extremely thankful to all of these resource providers and acknowledge their intellectual efforts. After this disclaimer, I just thought I will just share my personal statement as well, that I am working in the field of intellectual property for almost like close to 20 years. I was working in earlier in industry for almost in chemical and pharmaceutical and life sciences domain into various Indian and multinational companies. I love intellectual property because I'm passionate about it. I just would like to love and share this knowledge because I think a lot of awareness is required in this particular field. I also bring new knowledge and awareness in the field of science and technology, particularly the patenting of it, the new technologies. I also want to increase awareness in young minds because I believe that young minds are the future of India. Increase inventions and innovation in the country. I also want to make more IP workforce in the country because if I'll make it aware of IP aware world, then we'll have more number of IPR people in our society, so that we can foster the innovation in our country. I also want to help nation Atmanirbhar Bharat and also contribute for a better society and a better world. So here we go. So any invention or any idea or anything, any process or any product, actually, basically, it all starts with curiosity. So I thought let's begin with few of the basic definitions of, intellectual property and the associated terms. So the curiosity, what is curiosity? Curiosity is something like an eager or wish to know or learn about something new. If you have any eager or wish to know something, that's we consider as curiosity. What is creativity? The creativity is something like the ability to produce or even use original and unusual ideas. It most often used specifically of arts, basically in earlier days, including for the stories, pictures, and music, etc. So creativity was always related to that, these stories, pictures, and music, but not in the modern times. Modern times actually also anything which is having ability to produce something original, something new, something. Okay, so it's all connected with the ideas basically, right? So curiosity, creativity brings new knowledge and it leads towards prosperity and wisdom. Let's also understand what is invention. Invention is something that has never been made before, something which has never been made before. It could be process, it could be product. When I'm saying something, it means I'm talking about a product. When I'm saying the process of creating something, it means I'm talking about the process innovation. So process of creating something that has never been made before actually is something that the basic dictionary meaning of invention. Many times people are confused with the word invention and innovation. So we must know about what is invention and what is innovation. So innovation is something, the use of a novel idea or a new idea or even method or improvement in the existing ideas. Okay. And invention is something which has never been made before, something which has never been made before. So one has to be very clear between there is a demarcation or there will be a different, definition of invention and innovation, right? So we must understand this basic fundamental term invention and innovation, and believe me that invention or innovation actually generates intellectual wealth or intellectual property, we'll say. And it is all property, we'll say that it's all connected with commercial gain, and finally it is also give us success in terms of business. Let's also understand two more terms, what discovery and what development is. Discovery is something, the process of finding information, a place or an object, especially for the first time, or the thing that is found, right? And development is something, the process in which someone or something grows or change and becomes more and more advanced. So discovery or development brings basically the competitive edge. That's the bottom line. Now here comes the property. When we'll say property, property means an object or even objects which belongs to someone, right? That belongs to someone. That's property. And intellectual property is something like which creative ideas or even the expression of that human mind. Okay, so the god has given us wit, they have given us intellect, and that intellectual property is actually of human kind, human mind, creation of that human mind. Okay, but there is a term and condition apply there. All ideas are not fetch your intellectual property. The ideas which has some commercial value, that only will considered as a property, and that's how intellectual property. Now this intellectual property brings basically prosperity. Okay, those companies or those organizations who are having IP systems are actually prospering well. If you see that of any company, for example, who is largest patent filers? Of course the IBM is the largest patent filers in US. Not only for 1 or 2 years, for almost like 28 years, say they are leading. 28 years they are leading in the field of innovation. And why they are leading? Because they see all the opportunities and all the ideas they are capturing, and they are all protecting those ideas in a timely fashion, and therefore they are doing strategic protection of that. And then they are also not only protecting, but they are also monetizing those ideas. So that's very important. So IP brings basically prosperity. Okay, now why intellectual property? Intellectual property की जरूरत क्या है? What is the necessity? Because intellectual property is universal. It is everywhere. Your day starts with intellectual property and it ends with your intellectual property. If you see the products all around nearby, they are all creation of mind. So intellectual property is basically universal in nature, and intellectual property domains are expanding. They are also essential for socio-economic development. They are also encouraging creativity, and therefore they are providing incentives and rewards to the creators. Okay, it also ensures monopoly. On monopoly on what? On product or a process. Okay, intellectual property basically balance the owners and stakeholders, the rights, the basis rights. They are also exclusive rights. They exclude others, and therefore they gives you monopoly. They are actually negative rights, we'll say. Negative in nature, that because they exclude others, and therefore they having monopoly. Now intellectual property provides basically a lot of remedies against abuse of rights. Somebody has, steal something or some property, intellectual property of someone's, like somebody has done a copyright violation, or somebody would have done a patent infringement, or somebody would have done a steal some design or maybe industrial design. So it provides actually remedies against the abuse of rights. It also brings new knowledge. It also brings economic development. It also gives actually helpful in the nation building, and also bring, after all, the overall prosperity, and therefore prosperity in the society. Why we'll say that US is like superpower? Because they have technologies. And what is the basis of those technologies? Because they protect each and every they try to protect each and every technology behind that, and therefore they become superpower. You see that number of patent filings in China. You see the number of patent filings in Japan. So they are market leaders because they respect intellectual property, and therefore they are prospering in the society. So intellectual property brings prosperity in the society. Now let's understand what is innovation process. Okay, uh, can someone confirm me that still I am audible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes.
thank you very much. Yeah, it should not be monologue because yeah. So
Yeah.
fine. So let's begin to the innovation process. So experts basically estimates our mind think around 60 to 80,000 thoughts a day. 60 to 80,000 thoughts a day. Ideas are coming in our mind, and how many? And an average per hour. If we divide this by 24 hours, it will be around 2,500 to 3,300 thoughts per hour. Do you know that 80% thoughts are negative in nature? You know, and 95% thoughts are repetitive thoughts. It means that already we have got 80% negative thoughts, and out of 95% thoughts, that what we are having is repetitive thoughts as the day before. It means that we have a lot of negativity nearby us. Okay, and therefore probably it also impact on our thought processes. It also impact on the creation process or the innovation process. So the key learning of this is those who are converting these negativity into positive, especially in this pandemic of COVID-19 pandemic time, we have more negativity. Rather, in general also we have negativity, but in case of pandemic we have more negativity. So if we are converting this negative into positivity, right, we are actually in the process of something, making it, or something innovating something it, right? So the invention is hidden in one of these thoughts. Now, what is invention? Actually, an invention starts with an idea. It is basically a concept. It can be evaluated, it can be refined, and it can be developed before it is applied or acted upon. Right? So any idea, what we are thinking, which is hidden in our all these thousands of thoughts, has to be evaluated, has to be refined, and has to be developed further. Okay. Now, innovation may be inspired by reality. It can be always start with a problem, which can be a known problem. Sometimes it can be an unknown problems. Innovation maybe can be new, it can be improved, it can be related. It is majorly either related to process, or it can be a product. Since the young generation is watching this program, I just want to give a piece of an advice that you should always have an idea book along with you wherever you carry, wherever you are, there. And if you are a science student, you should always keep an idea book with you. Not only the science student, anybody can, for that matter, should have. You don't wait for a World Idea Day, because we never know that which idea can can convert into an intellectual property, and which idea can really bring a lot of prosperity in terms of money. And it's not all about money, but there will be a scientific development too. So don't wait for this World Idea Day. And not only write those ideas, you have to also work on those ideas and make it, convert that idea into reality on time, or and you should also do a strategic protection. Okay, so believe me, this all these things, what the innovation process is always happening if you are positive about it. So you have to be, have a lot of optimism, and with that positive mindset you can actually, with positive attitude, you can actually win the race of the race of innovation actually, right? Now, what kind of innovations are there? There could be several type of innovation. It can be process innovation, it can be product innovation, it can be let's say incremental innovation, right? Disruptive innovation, breakthrough, service, outcome, organizational, and business models. I don't want to go in the details of each and every innovation, because all these things are also in the text given. But believe me, there's all these innovations, what we are seeing in this slide, is behind that is necessity. Okay, and we'll say, we have many times read in the this thing, this statement is, necessity is the mother of invention, right? Necessity is the mother of invention. So all these invention or innovation actually drives based on the necessity. Okay, so that all starts with a problem. It could be a long problem, or it could be a old problem, or it could be a new problem, but it all starts with a problem solution approach actually, right? So we'll talk about more in detail about that. So what are the instruments or about intellectual property? There will be different type of instruments, right? There are different forms of intellectual property, earlier known as industrial property, they say, because it directly connects with the industry. Okay, some of the important intellectual property related code which I thought is very interesting, because intellectual property is the oil of 21st century. Well said by Mark Getty. Again, the people have to respect IP. The Coco Lee has said this. Intellectual property has the shelf life of a banana, right? Shelf life, in said, on each intellectual property, whether it will be patent, trademark, copyright, whatever, they are not for forever. They are for a limited period of time, and therefore shelf life of a banana, they say that Bill Gates. Okay, of course, inventors do not invent for financial gains. They invent simply because they love to invent. Okay, so there are different forms of intellectual property which we come across, and we are using it in our day-to-day life: patents, trademark, copyrights, and so on. I have focused today's topic is on Pac Informatics. It's directly linked with the intellectual property related to patents. So let's move on to patents. Okay, so patents are very, very important intellectual property, and the most advanced, I would say, and the most of the organizations are actually filing a lot of patents actually, and that because it gives you monopoly for a limited period of time, of course, and as also directly a parameter of how innovative you are actually. If we say that some organization have more number of patents, we'll say that they are more innovative actually, right? Like the example I have given in case of IBM. So why patents? Why patents? Patents are the most important IP assets, and they are exclusive in nature. Patents are issued for what? For either for process or for productivity. Patents are issued after satisfying the condition of novelty, inventive step, and industrial utility. Okay, the young mind, those who are listening me, that you should always remember that novelty, inventive step, and the industrial utility is the most important parameters, right? Novelty is something naya kya hai, what is unique about thing, novel element which should not available in the prior art. So what is prior art? Something which is available prior to your patent filing. Anything which could be a written literature, anything, a verbal or non-verbal piece of information which is available in the world or even universe for that matter. Inventive step is something, the problem solution approach. You have a problem and you have a solution. So that's inventive step, and it should also be non-obvious in nature. And essentially all inventions should have a industrial capability or industrial utility, right? Now, patents are territorial in nature. What does that mean? Patents are territorial means they are exclusive rights, and all different countries are having different laws, and therefore different laws are connected with the different patent systems in the world, right? So your Chinese patent will work only in China, while in the US patent will work only in USA, while Indian patent will work only in India. When I'm saying work means it can be enforceable, right? So patents are territorial in nature. Patents are granted by government. Patents are granted to whom? To applicant or to the patent for how many years? For generally 20 years from date of the filing, or we can say in technical term priority date, right? So patents are basically filed for what? For commercial gain ultimately. And one, they will say in somewhere in the article I've read, it's like one patent, one industry. Patents are granted for full disclosure of the invention. Patents actually prevent the competitors for copying, imitating, or even duplicating. So patent landscaping is very, very important. Okay, if you know about a particular patent information in a particular technology domain, which is we call patent landscaping, so that will give you a very, very great insight about any technology domain. And you know, those who want to file or protect their invention or file these things, they must read about related prior art or related patents. Okay, and patent contains basically how much information these days. Around 80% scientific information comes these days through patents, and they are the most referred technical documents actually. Okay, and we know from the beginning slides that patent can fetch royalties, it can give you profits, it can actually wealth and society, so society's progress, it can be connected. Now, India needs really invention. India needs innovation. In coming my slides, will you know why I am saying this statement? You will realize it, right? So now I'm connecting to a topic which is the today's topic. Also, I'll be more focusing on this is about the topic called PAT informatics. Probably this is you are probably some of you might be knowing about this particular topic for the first time, right? So it's all connected with data, it connects with tool, it connects with software, it can connect with revenues, it can connect with analysis, patent analytics, and so on and so forth. So we'll talk about this. What is PAT informatics? Okay, so the PAT informatics term is coined by Anthony J. Tripp, okay, who is also one of my mentor. When he was working as a senior staff investigator in a pharmaceutical company called Vertex, he wrote an article. He wrote an article which is published in Searcher magazine in 2002. And what was the title of that article is PAT Informatics, Identifying Haystacks from the Space. And in this particular article, he has coined the word PAT Informatics, right? So it is just around close to 18 plus years back, right? Now, the term PAT informatics, basically what the definition he has given in that article is that PAT informatics is described the science of searching, analyzing, and presenting patent information to identify the relationships and the trends. And that could be apparent while working with patent documents on one-on-one basis. This was the original definition given by Mr. Tripp. Now, the term PAT informatic actually is related to, there are three things which we need to understand that. One is patent intelligence, the second thing is patent mapping, and third one is patent citation analysis, right? So all the tools later on, whatever the made, that is all based on some concepts which are actually proposed by Mr. Tripp. And later on, a lot of software companies have developed a lot of different tools, and now you have several 100 tools are available related to different purposes. But this all related to actually the three forms of analyzing patent information: the patent intelligence, the mapping, and the citation analysis. Now, as per another definition of PAT informatics, it can be thought of as a macro level science. PAT informatics is a macro level science, right? Bada, right? Which deals with lot of large quantities of patent information. I'm going to talk about few of the databases today, which will give you a lot of millions of patent records, okay, which you can easily search. Okay, so they are all simple databases which you can, this thing. So in 2010, I also have written an article, and I also have defined along with my team, co-workers, and what the definition, what I have proposed to this PAT informatics after the definition of Mr. Tony Tripp in 2010. In 2010, what we have given is the design, the creation, organization, management, retrieval, analysis, dissemination, visualization, and use of patent information is nothing but patent informatics. So this definition we have given actually in 2010. Another definition, what we have given in that our own paper, is an information science to strengthen the efforts of every functional unit. It can be enterprise from R&D to market to finance to human resource, even to the mergers and acquisitions. Okay. Another thing, two more definitions we have given to this important topic during that time is, it is patent informatics is the judicious screening of information sources. It transforms vast amount of patent data into specific information, and that specific information into knowledge. You may not have, you can collect information, you may not convert that information into knowledge. You have to analyze that information, isn't it? So specific information into knowledge, and then knowledge brings the prosperity. Knowledge can convert it into intellectual assets. Okay, and it can fetch property. Okay, so for the intended purpose of making better and faster decisions in the various fields of science, technology, and even business. It also alternatively defined as application of informatics method to solve patent related problems. There are a lot of problems when you deal with the patents. So if you apply the computer science or information technology in the field of patent and patent related problems, you are actually defining patent informatics or dealing with patent informatics. Patent informatics, again, the use of tools are basically for updations, the validation of technical and scientific information, their exploitation in the betterment of innovation. That's what we have also given. There is another way of looking the same thing is the use of patent information and even management of it, right? The intellectual property management and then particularly the patent management has become critical part in management of research and development. Okay, so patent informatic tools not only useful for creative thinking, competitors monitoring, technology assessment, new venture evaluation, input for licensing strategies, supporting mergers, acquisition, etc., and also for the human resource management, because a very less number of patent informaticians are in country that time when we have written. Now the awareness is growing in the field of patent analytics, and therefore the more number of people are available. However, it's still not sufficient number in terms of IP creation, in terms of IP analysis, in terms of patent analytics. So this was the paper which I was talking about, the patent informatic task to tools. So with the interest of time, I am not giving the much details, but I'll just tell you about that. This patent was, this paper was, published somewhere in September 2003 by Elsevier in World Patent Information, actually. And subsequently, that the article, the searchers articles, wherein the Tripp has given a Tripp's law of linear patent analysis, they say that, he created some toolkits of patent informatic tools. He also understand the business need and the need behind the need, right? So this all innovation actually comes with the is bringing the competitive edge. Actually, it actually based on some data and the facts and the figures, and ultimately the data. So then the need drives the question, and that the question drives the data, and the data drives the tool. So this is what the law, what Tripp has given in his time in 2002 and 2003, right? So in this particular patent, he has given a lot of information. I don't want to go in each and every line of it, but you can just refer it, and you can download this paper, and you can read about more details about patent intelligence, patent mapping, and the patent citation related concepts. Because any data, when you deal with this, there will be a lot of problems, associated problem. It can be a cleanup and grouping problem, misgeneration problems, the matrices, the circle graphs. There will be structured data, unstructured data, the field data, the textual data, how you map the clusters, and there will be a lot of different type of analysis what Mr. Tripp has suggested. So I must tell all the people who wants to know more about in this particular emerging science of pet informatics should go and see that. So this was that paper which we have talking about, which has appeared on SSRN. It was a white paper that time, and it was taken over by the Elsewhere now in March 2000. It was appeared in March 2010. So I'm thankful to my team that Mamta, Sushmita, and Dr. Sahu has worked with me very closely on this particular paper. And what was this paper is all about? Uh, by the way, I'll just tell you about this paper. Was in the weekly top 5 papers in 2010. It was in top in the world. That time it was reported by senior marketing manager Trish Wilger that time. Now, what is patent paper all about? What we have done? It is a 35-page document which talks about the definitions which I have shown you earlier. So we have redefined PAT informatics. We also have not only redefined the PAT informatics, we've also shown the information to innovation cycle. We also have given the applications of PAT informatics. Almost that time we have listed out almost commercial and non-commercial sources of patent databases, around 99 websites, 138 websites of intellectual property, 150 patent softwares were categorized based on their utility and their applications. Almost 206 blogs were reported in that time. Almost over 75 patent service providers may have given the detailing about those services. Even what government, our Indian government, and the non-government agencies are doing on the patent informatics side or the patent information side, the Indian initiatives, we have summarized those efforts. Even in this paper, you can get a lot of information about the challenges and opportunities in patent informatics. Like what I told is that about the nature of the patent information, the requirement of the patent analysis, the manpower, the workforce in the field of patent informatics, the need of patent informatics in the education system. This was all we discussed in 2010. We are sitting in 2021 now. Okay, this all work has been done actually around 11 years back, after following almost 18 years of Mr. Tripp's work. Now, there is another interesting paper has appeared in PAT Informatics as a business process, a guideline through patents, research, tasks, and tools. Again, it will be an advancement of task work by Mr. Tripp and my work also, and my team's work also. So, what we define in this particular patent, it has appeared in somewhere in December 2010, right after our paper, almost like around maybe March, our paper appeared, and this appeared in December 10 in the same year. So it talks about the core process of pre-processing or core process of patent analysis, or even the core process of discovered knowledge, how to visualize, how to classify the patent document, how to store, how to add value to the metadata, how to limit those ranges, how to make document query, how to do a content analysis, how to do a document relationship, the textual and the non-textual searches, the visualization of it, the evaluation of it. All these parameters were discussed in this particular paper, and also they have given few tools and softwares as suggested and their URLs, and also a bit summary about what the process flow charts of all these processes of the core process of patent analysis basically, and how to draw the knowledge out of that analysis, how to innovate something new, and there are some methodologies they have disclosed. So I must tell all of you that you must go through all these 3 papers what I have shown you. In the interest of time, I'm not going much into the details of those. But why PAT informatics? Why patent analytics? Why patent intelligence? Everybody talks about artificial intelligence, but PAT informatics is patent analytics is already there in almost during the Tripp time, almost 20 years back. Okay, the patent landscaping, because this is very, very important. If you want to file a patent, you must do a patent landscaping. You must do a state-of-the-art search. What kind of patents are available related to your concept, your idea, your technology? You must do that. Also, the analysis of patent trends and technology, because there will be Okay, you have identified the document. Now what to do? You should just see that what kind of trends are there, what kind of technologies are associated with that, right? Even sometimes people do a competitive intelligence, even due diligence, that what company is doing what are their numbers, what are their technologies, how those technologies are connected with the patents, right? So technology and patent mapping tools are available these days. Even a lot of people put alerts. So alert is also a part of informatics basically, and patent updates, automatic alert on a particular topic you can get, and these days patent databases and even patent tools gives that information very frequently, so that you will have updated knowledge on a particular subject area or a particular technology or particular organization. So you can do a very due diligence nicely with that. Even you can do a gap analysis or even white space analysis. If you do a claim charting if you do, because patents are based on claims, and then if you do this claim analysis or the gap analysis, you can actually innovate something new, right? Even inventor tracking, sometimes inventor move from one organization to another, so they bring one technology from one organization to another, which they are not supposed to do that, but sometimes they do that because they will not do exactly that day, but they will design around some new technologies and all. So one can do an inventor applicant tracking, that what kind of this thing. Even new process or product identification via patents also can be possible. I worked in industry for almost like many years, so I see that very lot of products, a lot of pharmaceutical, chemical and agricultural and other products are available in the market, so they are all directly linked with intellectual property. So their identification and the process identification can easily make out. Even you can have a strategic plan related to the new product or a process development, right? Then there will be a lot of tools related to patent portfolio management, human resource management, especially in the field of research and development, right? There are tools related to patent valuation and venture evaluation, right? Potential business acquisitions and mergers related things are also, you can see that. Like if I want to buy a company, or if somebody wants to buy a company, they will see their assets, they will see their turnover, they will see their innovation rate, they will see their strategic positioning, they will see their strategy related to product or a process, right? So such type of things can also be via patents you can have a journey, and therefore the need of informatics and analytics and intelligence is very, very important and buzzword these days, right? So I just want to give an example that our paper is coming up actually online. It's already available, but the full text is going to publish in April month, and the impact factor is 3.94. So people can also do a patent landscaping and publish research article or review articles. A beautiful paper has designed by my team Babaji and Gule, wherein I have also given some inputs about a particular chemical compound. So we have done all the patents related to that, and we have nicely published in the Journal of Energy and Storage. So I'm thankful to my team as well on this. First ever case study in India on Reaxis database. It's again elsewhere is published. They took almost 3.5 hours. My interview somewhere in 2016, and this appeared maybe in the 2015 end actually, and it is published in January 2016. And they have quoted that, I have given a statement there, and you can have this whole interview, you can download, it's available freely. Wherein that finding the right facts or the relevant patent requires a lot of really skills and right tools. If you really want to innovate something, you have to have skills, you have to develop the skills, a lot of skills, and also you have to use the right tool at the right time. So that's very important. We have taken example of Reaxis. Many people are new to this because it's engineering college and all, but those who are chemists, they can see that it is one of the best chemical databases ever. After, of course, SciFinder and other STN and other databases are also there. But many of the researchers were only using this Reaxis only for the research papers. But then we have started popularizing it for the patent analysis and patent analytics as well, and our efforts got recognized by elsewhere, and they have published this case study. again, my mentor, Mr. Anthony Tripp, has nicely published a particular guideline for preparing how to patent landscape reports, right? So that information you can even download free of cost from the World Intellectual Property Organization website, which is published somewhere in 2015. So what are the patent information sources and all that is discussed? What is the patent anatomy? What is the different parts of patents? So for youngsters and for the people who are having interest into this patent analysis analytics field and also who want to innovate something must read this particular WIPO report of 2015. Very valuable information you will get, that what kind of even prosecution information, file wrapper, family litigation, etc. Such type of information are available. How to do patent searches, what are the type of searches, what are the sources, what are the limitations of those, what are the objectives, what are the motivation, what are the planning. Okay, what are the different tools and resources related to patent analytics are also described. In the interest of time, I could not able to get everything this thing, but you can always refer this particular source. Even web resources, books, papers, etc. are also very well mentioned related to the patent landscape report. My group on Pac Informatics, which I have launched on my birthday in somewhere in 2019, in 2009, yeah, so almost like almost 12 years back. So that was also referred in this particular WIPO report. I'm so thankful to Mr. Tripp for this reporting of my group in this such an important WIPO document which is released by Geneva, Switzerland authorities. Now, coming back to this tools, as far as tools are concerned, you can always refer this one of my blog. I always used to write. Some of the people know me, but if you want to really know more about the IP tools and resources, don't go by the name of this blog, because this blog is not only giving the IP events information, but it also gives you a lot of public information sources and a lot of tools, and that to be majority of the tools are freely listed. So you can just browse this particular page, and you can all the informations are hyperlinked, so you can use those resources as per your convenience. I am also running few of the groups in LinkedIn, Telegram, and WhatsApp. I think almost close to many years I'm working. LinkedIn in is having over 2,000 members. The closed group actually, which has started in 2009 basically, and in Telegram I have a 300 plus of over 50 countries in the world. So I also have started this not for profit group. It is most of the things are related to free things. We are not dealing with any kind of confidential information. Whatever the public information sources, we do always deal with that. So those who are having interest in this professional, scientific, or technical interest, especially in the field of patent information and patent informatics, can always join this, because we think that the patent numbers are growing in the world, and therefore the related problems are also coming up, and related solutions are also there. So it is always essential to know about these information sources, tools, resources, and therefore we have opened up this group, and we are always in discussion with and learning from each other. So you can always join. All these groups are available in these things. These are all few tools which I don't want to go in the details of that. There will be several tools are available which can have different purposes. These are all just some of the glimpse. Actually, over 2,000 type of tools are available on the internet. For they are having different purposes. Okay, and that will take a lot of time to discuss about these things. I thought just put you, there will be tools related to journal tools, there will be cleaning tool, the data mining tool, the visualization tool, the network visualization, the infographics, the geographic mapping, there will be text mining, etc. and all. Each tool is unique in their nature. Each are having positive side as well as the negative side of the limitations, and each one you can do some sort of research, and that will give you a good insight about a particular process or a product or a particular technology if you use wisely, skillfully. And it will, I am also learning this subject for last 20 years, and still I am learning. So there is always a huge opportunity of knowledge gaining activity about tools and resources when it comes to PAT informatics. Now this is a database which I want to give to all of you, which you can just see that it's just a free database. It gives you, eSpaceNet gives you almost 120 million records in the world. If you don't know the language part, let us say some patents are coming in field of Chinese, Japanese, and Korean. There is a machine uh, translation tool is associated with that, which you can click on that and you can translate this particular document. Even you can track the progress of emerging technologies. You can find the technical problems, solution to the technical problems. You can see what competitors are doing, so competitor watch activities, etc. You can do. There is another database which I want to touch upon here is, can somebody tell me how much time I have?
Yes, sir.
How much time I have?
Sir, we can conclude. We have another 10-15 minutes.
Right, fine. Thank you so much. So another also. So there will be a lot of scholarly work also. You must have seen a lot of Derwent's, Scopus, Web of Science, etc. But here also a lot of scholarly work are reported. You can just have a look of this. So what is the good thing about this database? You can export the data free of cost. Okay. So what all you can do with that data? You can do a different type of analysis, right? So bibliographic data, citation, classification, even claims, the full documents, title, abstract, etc., and all you can download. So you can see that I have just put the number. I cannot even write. Tell there will be several thousand patents are already available on this particular tool, which is freely available. So why not? You can also explore this tool. Hmm? There is another tool by World Intellectual Property Organization, analysis of these data, right? And the machine translation is also possible here. So I thought these three tools I'll give you here. Okay. Now I'll just come to this particular slide because this I thought why the need of innovation in India. Okay. We must see few numbers. We must see few numbers. A lot of people talk about these days about India become a hub of innovation. Even our government is also saying that, and it is true also. It's not like that it's not true. Hub of innovation is, yes, of course we have in the global innovation index we have reached to 48th number now. Okay. So in last 5 years we have done a very good jump from 85 rank to 48 rank. Even very recently, the Indian Innovation Index have come, wherein the Karnataka is leading on the innovation side. If you can see in this list, the Maharashtra is on second number. We are sitting in Maharashtra, and third one is Tamil Nadu. Okay, of course, you can see that these are all different states by different jurisdictions. Basically, Union territories and all. We are in the Delhi is this thing, and the hilly areas like Himachal Pradesh and all the innovation is more. Now, what important thing about this global innovation index is we become, one important key thing is that we are fastest growing $1 trillion economy in the world. That is for sure. Okay. Then the second thing is that this GIA's importance is that we got the first rank in Central and South Asia as far as innovation is concerned, which is very good. Okay. The third rank is like lower middle income group. Like we are into third rank, right? And if we see that recently, the World Intellectual Property Indicator Report of 2020, as per that, India rank is 10th rank. So we are 10th largest filer in the world. That is also quite appreciable, right? Even we have reached the 48th. That's what I have told already. Now, if you see the numbers of Indian patent count of last 5 years, it has grown significantly, no doubt about that. It is growing, right? If you see alone, when you see alone as a country, yes, it is growing. But when you relate this with other countries like China or USA or even Japan, right? You see that in 2019 and all, the China has filed so many, almost like 2018, they filed almost 15 lakh patents or something like that, which is very big number, right? Followed by USA and Japan. So we are nowhere actually. If you see our numbers and the Indian patent count, if you see that both numbers are not much comparable actually, right? They are more than 30 times, if I'm not wrong. But there'll be, we can calculate it statistically, but then we are very, very less. Even we have not touched to 1 lakh, they have touched already 15 lakh or so, right? So I have written an article sometime back, and it was in the news, in the editorial board. I have written like, India become Arthyavastha ke sheersh par, Bharat ke badhte kadam. It was like India become in global innovation index in 48th number pe, right? So what are the opportunities and challenges and all those things I have written in Hindi, but it is in Hindi. But at the same time, I was shocked and surprised to see another news by Times of India, wherein analysis was there, like they say that around 76% patent filed in India by foreign companies. What does it mean? It means that around 24% patents are filed by Indian entities or applicants or inventors. Now, this is an alarming situation for all of us. The innovation, what we have seen, 48, we reached to 48%. It means that 76% is contributed by the foreigners. Really, Indians have done that? No, the foreigners have done that innovation. And that's the reason why I'm saying it is an alarming situation. Though the innovation is there in India, the government is supporting like anything on that. They are supporting like in a very every possible manner. Even they have increased the expenses on the R&D also to close to 1% now. So which is good, right? These things, but as compared to other countries, yes, we are not spending much more on research and innovation actually, um, right? So we have to do something on this, right? So India really needs invention and India really needs innovation. Okay, what my message for today is actually this only. So we have to really think of all science students and researcher, academician, and also we have to really think that how we can really invent something, or we can even if we are unable to help in innovation, we are unable to invent something, actually let us help others to invent something. Let us do some analysis for them. Let us create some new knowledge for them or some analysis for that by using all these PAT informatic tools which I have discussed in few minutes back. Okay, so let's invent. That's what these things. But whatever you invent, that you should always think of, that about our environment, our atmosphere. Okay, academic and industrial green innovations are the way forward, and it is also given by World Intellectual Property Organization. This was always celebrated in every year on 26th of April. Okay, and last year's slogan was, innovate for green future and for a better world. So that's the message which I want to give. Whatever the industry you bring, whatever the startup you make, whatever the innovation you bring into the world, whether it could be a process, it could be a product, just think of green innovations. Okay, so that our mother earth should not have any further problems actually, because if we create problems, we'll solve a problem, but we should not start another problem. Okay, so that's the message which I wanted to give. Since I'm a teacher, I think I will just tell you about these essential reads, which I also told to other forums as well, and again repeating here, is that there is a fantastic report has come by India Innovation Index very recently, 2020. Also Global Innovation Index, one can refer on 2020. Few of the figures I have taken from there. Even new education policy have come 2020, which also talks about innovation and research. Also intellectual property right policy. It is not very old policy, but it has come in 2016 on. A lot of implementation and enforcement is also happening related to this actually. And there is an exclusive policy have come on the national innovation and startup policy for students and faculty. Every student and faculty and researchers, those who want to bring their own, they want to bring their own companies, or they want to start startup companies, they want to contribute in the growth of the nation, definitely they should read this particular policy. Annual reports are always important. You can always see that there is an upcoming policy, science, technology, and innovation policy, for which comments were last month, 31st January, and I think it is shaping up now, and probably soon we'll get more insights about this particular policy, which will also help us in fostering science and innovation and research and innovation in our country. Okay, so I think I'll stop here at this point of time. This is my email address and my mobile number. If suppose somebody wants to connect with me on the innovation side, if I can help them in any respect on the intellectual property, I'll be always glad to interact with the young minds. And as I shown in from my beginning slide, so you can always discuss. Of course, we'll not discuss about any confidential things, but up to certain things I can help you. Actually, I'll tell you about the way to move forward on the innovation side, right, or to protection of intellectual property as well. Right. So in the last slide, I just want to say thank you for your time, and be healthy and stay safe. This is a picture which I thought I would just paste because it's a memorable photo with me, with my mentor, Mr. Anthony J. Tripp, to whom I'm passionately following for last almost 19 years or so, and till now, and we become very good friend, and we are working together now. He sits, of course, in America, and sometimes I take his advices as well. So thank you very much for your time, and I have to stop here at this point of time. And if any questions are there for me, I am open for it.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir, for your informative session. Thanks a lot. On behalf of Pimpri-Chinchwad College of Engineering and Research, Raved, definitely your valuable guidance will take us in a long way. So our all keynote speeches are over here. I request all the participants to join for the presentations, their respective department Google Meet links. We'll over to them. We'll continue there within a few minutes. Thank you all. Thank you once again on behalf of Pimpri-Chinchwad College of Engineering and Research, Raved.
Thank you.
PCCOER is coming up with SIPSES 2020, India's only conference on patents, copyrights, innovations, and startups to bridge the gap between inventors and investors, to convert innovations into product, to commercialize your intellectual property. For details, visit www.sipses2020.com.